investor, TV personality, author, and motivational speaker, Daymond John!
And the thing that all entrepreneurs have in common is every entrepreneur makes an affordable step forward, no matter what direction it is. Then they learn from that and they repeat it. That means that when you're in the dark, you can't see, you make a small step, you feel around, you keep going, or you step back because you stepped on something, right? And that's the first 1, 2, 3, 4 years of business entrepreneurs make the affordable step. The other people who are not entrepreneurs, who are doing it for money, make sometimes unfortunate steps. They go and they say, I need to get $1 million because that's going to cure the problem. Now you got $1 million problem. Or they make bad steps because they want to go get money, because they just want to go get money. They want the Benz, and all of a sudden they end up in a place that they don't want to be. Or sometimes they end up not existing at all. So, you know, you always just have to be somebody who really loves what you're doing and make an affordable step forward and learn and then repeat. Dedicate a certain amount of time to the business. 2 hours a week, 4 hours a week, 50 hours a week. No matter what, it starts to compound after the year 1, after year 2, after year 3. If you dedicated 2 hours a week to, you know, this new hobby or love or, you know, business, you know, at the end of the year, it's over 100 hours put in. Don't be in a rush. First of all, learn all the mistakes early. And then have some kind of strategy. Know that this is where you want to be after year 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you have to really be honest with yourself. Is the business worth it? Is it costing too much? At the end of the day, a lot of times people think inwardly about their company or their product. A lot of times I want to think, what am I promising the consumer? And how will I deliver that promise? I have to think about what's in it for that end of the day person who's going to come out of their pocket and buy it. So what am I promising? How am I gonna deliver it? And now, do I have the assets to deliver it accurately? What changed my life wasn't the fact that I wanted to become a millionaire. What changed my life was the fact that I wanted to make these clothes for myself, for other people, because nobody respected this market. I was doing something I loved, and then all of a sudden it started to take off.
Can you tell me a little bit about that, once that passion finally, you know, caught on, you know, and you finally decided, you know, this is something that I want to move forward with, and a little bit about that first product and how it kind of all took off from there? And then did you ever decide, you know, at that point it was like no slowing you down, right?
Yeah, well, you know, when that passion, when that thing grabs a hold of you, and as they say, when the needle is finally in the vein and you're really hooked, it's like being in love. It's like, you know, you thought you liked somebody when you were 13, 14 years old, and, you know, that was just something new and it was puppy love. But when you're 22, 23 years old and you're out there sitting there making life decisions and saying, I can see myself with this person for the rest of my life, and you're getting butterflies every time you see them, that's what it is when you have a business and you have a company that you love. You can't see anything else. And, you know, I would have dressed people till today for free if I could. And I'm sure you hear that from everybody else. You know, an artist will rap and sing, you know, anytime they can be seen. And just like the kids in school who always got kicked out in special ed who are comedians, they can't help it. They know that that's the biggest bully in the schoolyard, and they can't help it but crack a joke, even though they're going to get their head cracked open, but they just love what they're doing. And that's just how it was as a business. You know, when I fell in love with FUBU when I saw that first person walking down the street with my product on. Many entrepreneurs fail due to overfunding. So you look, we're in a beautiful location, Trattoria El Marino. It's a legendary family in the restaurateur business, and they've been doing this for years. But you look at somebody that decides that they can cook and they want to work on grandma's recipe. They'll go out and they'll get a $100,000 loan. They'll open up a restaurant. They have no experience doing that. They'll have a beautiful place, great staff, but they didn't sell not one piece of food in their entire life, and they didn't understand the operation of the business. 8 months in, a year in, when they realize why they don't have any customers because they didn't have a customer base in the beginning, they have a $100,000 loan now on the business and they haven't figured out the business. Then all of a sudden, they have to close down. I started off literally with $800 worth of hats, and that was the beginning. Take inventory of yourself. That sounds very kumbaya. It is, but you know what? It's very hard. You have to sit there and say, where am I good? Where do I have assets and where do I have liabilities? Who do I know that can help me with this? First of all, how much time will I have? How much money will I have to dedicate towards this? What am I good at? What do I hate, and who will I have to hire? You know, a mom does that all day. She looks at what we have to cook. She looks at what time do we have to get the kids to school, get them home, when I have my own time with my husband or everything else. You have to take inventory of yourself where you don't know what you have. I think that there's 4 levels that any brand or product can go through. They won't all hit the 4 levels. So you can have an item, you know, and that item is, all right, I'm making there's water. And water can be getting anywhere from the fountain to the stream, or you put it in a bottle. You can then have a label. You put any label on there because you go into the store and you say, well, that's bottled water. I don't know the label's name per se. Then you have more of a brand, Dasani. It's a brand. We don't know much about it, but then you can become a lifestyle. Avion, vitamin water. You know, so a lot of us don't get to the level of lifestyle where if you copy a piece of paper, somebody may say go Xerox it, when really Xerox is a company, or you ask for a soda and somebody calls it a Coke, where it basically categorizes everything. You search for something, they say Google it no matter how you're searching, and that becomes a lifestyle. It's a challenge to go through those processes, and what I do with all my companies is I say to them that the easiest thing to sell in the world is the truth. You know, back in the days it was, you know, make it, they will come, and we can put some lipstick on a pig and dress it up. With this world of transparency today, you can create the biggest lie campaign that you'd like, but one person at your office can send out a tweet and say it's all garbage, and you're over. So if you understand that the easiest thing to sell is the truth, and you know your DNA, if you put that out there, then people will understand it and people will respect it. Or at least if you lose, you know they just weren't feeling you, but you know what it was. If I have a gut feeling that this may be very good business, but it's not something that I can go to sleep at night, then it's not even a question. I won't do it. Number one. And number two, there's the risk assessment is a lot of times, you know, I have this little gamble theory. If nobody else likes it, it might be a hit. And if it's not a lot of money or time, I'm gonna take a gamble on it, because usually you get the lowest common denominator if everybody agrees. The people that I see utilize the power of broke more than anybody at all are the people that when they reach a level of success, they still use it, and that's how they maintain their success. That hunger and drive. And we grew up at a time and age where it was, you need money to make money, you gotta know somebody. Well, I mean, you know, look at me. Look at half this room. You know, I grew up, African-American, short, dyslexic, got left back one time, almost got left back a second time, can't dribble a basketball, can't sing, can't draw, didn't know anybody, didn't go to college. That didn't stop me at all. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I had a mother that really loved me dearly, and I had some like-minded FUBU partners and friends who would never let me stop, and I never let them stop. And I had a will and a drive, and I still have all those same things. I still rise and grind every single morning. All right, so I'm here at Mercedes. Now, I did an opening of one of my lines the other day right in that building. And I got Bob walking out here, but today I decided to get extra fashionable. I need a job. Really good designer. I will make you money. Do you work in fashion?
I don't work in fashion. I don't know if you're going about it exactly the right way. I don't know.
Can you help me out, man, to give me a job? Now, I'll show everybody my portfolio and stuff. Take just a second to take a picture. Can you take a picture of me? Come on, man. I want to get a shot. You have a card? I don't, because my phone and everything's cut off. But you give me a way to contact you? Okay. If I do a good job, will you? You are the man. Can I tag you in my photo? Oh, okay. What's your tag? What's the number? The email? Who can take a picture of us? Who's gonna give me a job? What's your name? My name is Shark David. Shark David? Yeah. Gotcha.
I'm just curious, you look like a celebrity. Are you from the TV show?
No, I wouldn't be asking for a job on the TV show.
You just got it?
I just got it.
I just told you it'll make you money. That's why I'm gonna
I know. That's awesome though.
And you see how he gave me a shot? He ignored me for a while, so I kept asking, and then he said, I'll do it for you.